Stephen A. says a lot of dumb things. He's a corny dude. His drop top hairdo
Jesus
really,
Christ,
I
Willie.
do believe affects his thinking sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Swayvielo TV, salute to everybody that has clicked on the video. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. I appreciate all of you guys. But in today's video, we got to touch on Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. Smith, in his opinion, feels like Errol Spence Jr. should retire just because the loss he took against Terrance Crawford, one of the best pound for pound fighters, hands down, after his performance July 29th. And Dez Bryant and Willie D had some words to say about Stephen A. Smith thinking Errol Spence should retire. Now, let me just go ahead and get my take on this real quick because I totally disagree with Stephen A. Smith. I don't think Errol Spence Jr. should retire. There's no need for him to retire because after his car crash, he didn't fight two bums. He fought two very good fighters. He fought Danny Garcia, beat him, and he fought Ugas, made his eyes swell up. And now that he took a whooping from Terrance Crawford, everybody feels like, or Stephen A. Smith feels like, Errol Spence should retire. Terrance Crawford is the #1 pound for pound fighter, hands down, right now. No question about it. I think if you say Terrance Crawford is the best boxer alive, I couldn't even be mad at you. So now that Errol Spence Jr. took a loss to Terrance Crawford, he should retire now. It's not that he should retire. Terrance Crawford was just the better man, and there's levels to this boxing stuff. If you haven't heard what Stephen A. Smith said, let me just go ahead and play the audio real quick so I can go ahead and catch you up.
We know it was a beatdown. It was a beatdown of very, very alarming proportions. Terrance Crawford was absolutely spectacular. Errol Spence got destroyed. I mean, it was one of those situations, your soul was taken from you. And I don't say that with any pleasure. I did not see this coming. I did not see that it would be like this. It was that bad. It really, really, really was. I just don't know what to say. Did you know that 3 months after that incident that nearly killed him, that Errol Spence Jr. was in another car accident? I didn't even bring up his leg injury from the car accident either. And then you get into the ring against Terrance Crawford and you're subjected to that kind of beating. That's why Stephen A. Smith is talking about potential retirement.
Now, Dez Bryant has some words for Stephen A. Smith, so let me just go ahead and read it out. He has stated and quoted on Twitter, "I know you are doing a job and you're the best at what you do, but this is extremely unacceptable to say. He's had prior fights and dominated after all his personal battles. The better man won that night, as simple as that. Depression, real anxiety is real. Let's pause and think about that for a second. I would have suggested you to sit down with Errol and get an exclusive about his future plans instead of taking this route. Errol Spence is a man of class. Let's treat him as such." Well said by Dez Bryant. I agree with what Dez Bryant said. Errol Spence Jr. risked his life on the line, as well as Terrance Crawford, for our sake of entertainment. This is the biggest fight of the year. This was the fight that we've been asking for the past 5 years. And Errol Spence went out of his way to make this fight happen. So instead of trying to down the man by saying he needs to retire, let's just show appreciation for them to have the nuts to step in the ring and put on the biggest fight. Because a lot of these boxers are too afraid to put on the biggest fights. They're afraid to step in with the best of the best. So we gotta respect Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford for hanging their nuts and putting that on the line. But now I want you guys to take a listen to what Willie D had to say about Stephen A. Smith saying that he should retire. So go ahead and take a listen to this audio clip, and then I'm gonna come right back to you guys and I'm gonna speak on this.
Stephen A. says a lot of dumb things. He's a corny dude. His drop top hairdo
Jesus
really,
Christ,
I
Willie.
do believe affects his thinking sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, I've been in like 4 or 5 car accidents, and it didn't affect me in my fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. don't know what he's talking about. Errol Spence, like Charlemagne mentioned a little earlier, did well in the fights that
Beforehand,
after,
previous fights.
came after. Even with that, Errol Spence is still better than 95% of the fighters out there.
That's right.
Especially the ones who are right underneath him and above his division. Why would you try to discourage that man from making a living for himself and his family, and continuing to put himself and in the record books and further secure his legacy?
I'm glad you said that.
Why would you? But also, why would you try to deter people who might want to do business with that man to not do business with him? You know, Errol Spence earned the right to continue to fight. I mean, if he's gonna get checked out by doctors and all that stuff out there, and when you jump out there and highlight the bad in your own race, what do you think that does for your overall plight? Y'all be talking online like everybody else can't hear y'all talking. Black folks ain't the only ones who talk about their own race, but God, you are proficient. You fools, shut your mouth.
So yeah, it don't even make no sense for him to say he needs to retire just because he took his first loss. Yeah, it was a bad performance. Yes, it was a one-sided whooping. But that still doesn't give him the excuse to retire, because you got to think about it. Terrance Crawford is the #1 fighter right now as we speak, hands down. But all the Terrance Crawford fans, don't come in the comments to try to destroy Errol Spence Jr. Don't try to do none of that, because it's no need to, man. These dudes are still great at what they do. So let's just respect that. And I want to hear you guys' opinions and thoughts about what Stephen A. Smith said. And also let me know, do you think if Errol Spence, does he need to retire? Or let me know if you guys want to see the rematch with Terrance Crawford or not. Me personally, I would love to see a rematch, but if it's going to be like that again, I really don't want to see a rematch again, because man, it hurt. It hurt watching that fight. It hurt seeing Errol Spence get beat like that, man, because I thought, in my opinion, it was going to go the distance. I didn't see either one of them getting knocked down. I just seen it being a back and forth battle, and that's what Willie D was saying. And I was like, yeah, that's the same exact way how I thought the fight was going to come out. But man, let me know what you guys think. Get in the comments down below. If you did like this video, if you don't mind dropping a like on the video, that would be highly appreciated, because it does help my channel to show some support. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.